Welcome into Clippers Countdown as your 33 and 32 LA Clippers, who were the first team in NBA history to start the season off 15 games below 500 just to get back above it. They clawed their way back thanks to you-know-who, Kawhi Leonard on Wednesday.
Goes right around a Lopez screen, pops the right wing three, and puts it in. Kawhi with a right-handed floater, and another finish from the claw. Clippers the other way. Kawhi with a head-up dribble on the left wing, a pull-up three. Money! Leonard stuck on automatic. He's got 14. The Clippers going to work. Kawhi right down Main Street with a left-handed layup. More offense from Leonard. Gives it back to Kawhi. Turns the corner with a head of steam. Plows the paint. Lays it up with the right hand. Kawhi Leonard can't be stopped. 18 in the first quarter. He's coming for Bam on the right wing. Kawhi, a pull-up long two. Yes! Kawhi Leonard becoming an archer tonight in Intuit Dome. 28 in the first half. Kawhi's open. His straightaway three is in. 39 for the claw. Back to Kawhi. 5 seconds. Steps back in the left corner. Sees the double team. Doesn't care. Fires. Rattles it in. Kawhi Leonard can't miss.
Kawhi at 45. The Clippers tied their franchise record for most points in a four-quarter game with 153. And with that victory over the Wolves on Wednesday, yes, they became the first team to go from 15 games under 500 in a season to back over 500 that same year. It took 131 days to get there. Here was Kawhi Leonard post-game on the feet, his stellar season, and more with Jamie Maggio of FanDuel TV.
Kawhi, your incredible streak of scoring 20 or more games extends to 43, and you had it before halftime. You now have 5 40-point games this season. It's not like you're not the focus of every team's defense every single night. Tonight, 15 of 20 from the field. Those 45 points came in 32 minutes. How are you so efficient?
I feel great. Praise God. I thank him every day for it. I'm able to hoop, play basketball, had a great off season. This summer, be able to work out and, let's keep it going.
When we ask your coaches and your teammates about the way that you're playing this season, that's the thing they all say, Kawhi, is the work that you put in behind the scenes. The team is playing so well right now. And a lot of the guys making a big impact tonight are some of the new faces with this team. What does that say about the team's chemistry as you're heading down this final stretch?
We've been fighting with our back against the wall all year. You guys seen a record 6-21. So these games are fun for us to go out here and compete and knowing that our hard work has paid off, throughout the season. But like I keep saying, the job ain't done. So, we want to get in the playoffs and, try to make some noise.
6-21 seems like it was a long time ago. And I know that getting over 500 is nothing to celebrate, but you guys are back over 500 right now. What does that say just about this team and the fight that it took to get to this point?
Man, just competitive and let it hoop. When we were struggling, all we kept doing is coming in every day, still thanking God because this is the NBA. We all work to be here and we just competed. And, now I think one game above 500. But like I said, we still got work to do. Got to do it again and again. It's not over.
Job not finished. There's still 17 games left in the season, and this team cannot afford to have any slip-ups if they want to stay above 500 and give themselves a shot of hosting a play-in game here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off from Intuit Dome between the Clippers and Chicago Bulls is just about 59 minutes away. Coming up here in the pregame show, we'll have Grant Mona on from the Sporting Tribune. Coach Lou will be joining us in the very next segment, and then Carlo Jimenez, your radio voice of the Clippers, will be here. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers taking on the Bulls from Intuit Dome. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. It is the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Welcome back in. It's Clippers Countdown. Coming up, you're going to hear from the head coach and Teron Lue, but join the show first. That'll be your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, how we doing?
Adam, what is up, my guy? I'm good. Adam, it's such a historic game last time out for the Clippers. So fun to watch, but I think we found out one crucial thing that I wanted to bring up and let the audience know about.
We forgot something?
We did, yeah. You did 200 pull-ups before the game? How is that even possible? 200.
Not in one rep, Carlo. Come on now.
I don't even. It could have. I couldn't do 200 if you gave me 24 hours.
This is not true.
This is true.
I
Adam
know
came
your
up to the booth and said I did 200 pull-ups today. He's trying.
Well, that part is true.
Yeah, because you did it. You did it.
I used to do 450 once in a while, but then somehow I got hurt. That was
450 pull-ups. No wonder you got hurt. Your shoulders were probably crying.
Kawhi Leonard's shoulders might be a little bit sore from all the shots he's putting up, although it only took him 20 shots to get to 45 points on Wednesday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Another 40 ball for Kawhi against them. 153 to 128 was the final. But the way Kawhi came out and had those 18 points, tying his career high with 18 points in a first quarter there, Carlo, really set the tone along with that Clippers defense. They had 5 steals in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, Clippers defense has been excellent. 4 straight games with 10 or more steals. It's the longest active streak in the NBA per Joey Kimball, stats.com. Our statistician, Joey Kimball, who always gets it done. Someday that'll be a real website. But nonetheless, Adam, I think Kawhi Leonard, you talk about a guy playing at the peak of his career. I saw this tweet yesterday. The last player, Adam, to average 25 points a game, 2 or more steals a game, shoot 50% from the field, and 90% from the free throw line was Steph Curry when he won the unanimous MVP in 2015-2016. Kawhi Leonard is playing at a level that is next level. Now, I know there's a lot of MVP candidates out there. I think if the Clippers didn't start 6-21, he would be seriously in the conversation. And if he didn't miss 10 games and the Clippers went 1-9 in those 10 games that he missed, he would be serious in the conversation. But he's playing at an MVP level. And as Chris Dunn said yesterday on Prime, he's my MVP. And Adam, he's my MVP as well. I second that.
Kawhi Leonard with 5 games of 41 or more this season. He had 4 total the last 6 seasons with the Clippers. He has been on an absolute tear. And it helps when you're still on a minutes restriction where you can put up that level of efficiency and pull away in a ball game the way they did against Minnesota. I just love the way this team competed, especially at the end of the third quarter. Darius Garland off the floor the last couple of minutes. No Kawhi Leonard. And this team held on to that 11-point lead heading into the fourth. Thought that was crucial there, Carlo.
That was huge. I think Nico Batum hit a huge three-pointer in that stretch. I thought Isaiah Jackson's energy up and down the floor, his defense, and then running in transition to find offense was really big for this Clipper team. It was just impressive, Adam, because we talked about it. And Tyler even mentioned it. He doesn't like when those guys aren't on the floor, well, at least one of them. And so they both go off the floor. It looks like Minnesota is starting to make that push, and the Clippers shut the door. Timberwolves really never got back in it. Huge minutes by this Clipper team. Really shows the depth of this group. And it's been so impressive, Adam, to see this group mesh this quickly, this well. I mean, the Clippers are the number 1 offense in the NBA the last 10 games. They've had Darius Garland for just 5 of those games, their starting point guard. John Collins has missed 7 or 8 of those games for the Clippers? I mean, the fact that they are this elite without really any level of consistency in a starting 5 is just so impressive.
You mentioned Darius Garland. They're 5-0 in games that he has played. He had 13 of his 21 points in that third quarter. Big shots over Rudy Gobert. I just like the way he's gotten into his groove while still being the unselfish player he's always been, but taking those opportunities to make sure to step up and be aggressive out there when his offense when they need it, with his offense when they need it.
100%. I mean, since the trade deadline, nobody's averaging more points off the bench, nearly 20 a game for Benedict Mathurin. He's been so good in that area. And, Adam, he kind of drew parallels. He was asked postgame by Law Murray about the slow start Indiana had last year. Pacers were 10-15 to start the season. It didn't seem like they were going to make a run. Tyrese Halliburton wasn't even an all-star after coming off an appearance with the Olympic team, and they went all the way to the finals. And so to see Benedict Mathurin continue to be excellent on the offensive end, it's been really impressive for this Clipper team.
Clippers taking on the Chicago Bulls tonight at Intuit Dome. Tip-off is just about 52 minutes away. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. Coming up next, he's got his one-on-one conversation with the head coach and Teron Lue right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers taking on the Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip-off is just about 50 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back. I'm Adam Osland. Give me the loot. Clippers and Chicago Bulls coming up, but we will have your Clippers Rewind in the very next segment. First, though, we got to head back out to Carlo Jimenez.
Thanks so much, Adam, here with head coach Tyronn Lue before the Clippers take on the Chicago Bulls. Coach, this team got to above 500 in the last game. In your tenure, there's always been roadblocks and obstacles, but you guys always find a way to power through those roadblocks and obstacles. Why is being doubted and then persevering part of Clipper culture?
I don't know. It's never really been a smooth season.
Yeah.
Whether it's injuries or trades or different things. But like our guys always continue to fight. We always continue to battle, and we always find a way. And so that's kind of been our mindset since I've been here. And so let's keep it going.
Kawhi is averaging over 25 points, 2 steals, 50% from the field, 90% from the free throw line. The last player to have those numbers was unanimous MVP Steph Curry. You mentioned post-game that you're not surprised by the way he's playing. Why are you not surprised?
Because he's a great player. And when he's healthy, like I always say, he's one of the top 5 players in this league. He can do it on both ends. He rebounds the basketball, he scores, he assists. And so to me, when he's healthy, I'm not surprised at what he can do. We see it every day in practice. We see it in the games. And so I'm just happy for him that he's able to finally get healthy and show who he is again.
Just 2 more for you, but it seems like this group is blending a lot faster than maybe most teams would after the trade deadline, especially with all the moving pieces. Why do you think this group's playing so well, so quickly together?
I think, offensively for us, I think we've kind of just dummied it down and just, running a few plays, but understanding the concepts of how we want to play. Once this play is made, how we want to play after the play. And I think our guys have done a good job of picking that up, understanding how to get to the next actions and continue to play. So that's been good. And then defensively, I think just flying around, I think finishing rotations. I think, when shot goes up, hitting bodies, trying to rebound the basketball because we are a smaller team.
Last one for you, but Jordan Miller said post-game that he's been working on his handle the last month or so, and he's felt like that's improved a lot. You've put the ball in his hands a little bit more. How important is it to have a guy who can come off the bench that's not Chris Dunn and run the offense?
It's important. I think, when Darius, like tonight, when games Darius is out, we're going to need that second ball handler when KD comes to the bench. And so, it's been a little Kobe Sanders, it's been a little Ben, it's been a little Jordan. But Jordan's, like, he showed me more now. Like, I can trust him more to really handle the ball versus pressure and get us into our offense. And so he has been working at that, and he's gotten a lot better.
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Coach Lue with Carlo Jimenez there pregame as we get set for the Clippers hosting the Chicago Bulls at Intuit Dome. Tip-off is just about 47 minutes away. Coming up next, we'll go back in time in Clippers Rewind. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Look out, 50. Clippers taking on the Bulls from Chicago. Make it into a dome. I'm Adam Oslin back in Burbank tonight. Tip-off is just about 45 minutes away. Coming up in just a little bit here. We'll get to your player to watch, but first we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind here. We're going back to December 7th of 1993 in theaters at the time. You had Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire along with Wayne's World 2. On the top of the radio charts was Meatloaf's I Would Do Anything for Love. And the Clippers were in Chicago taking on the Bulls, who was starting their first season without Michael Jordan, as he had just retired for the first time. And it was a Clippers star who ended up stealing the show that night.
Lots of contact and a nice shot by Danny Manning. 6-2, the Clippers are on the boards. Trailing by 4. Pippen splits the defensive. Slam dunk! Manning gets it. He'll go to the free throw line. Pippen, another marvelous move. The hair the other way. All the way to the goal. No, followed by Vaughn is good. Steve Kerr for 3. Bingo! Jackson finds Danny. He waits and scores. Jackson all the way to the hole. Good job by Mark Jackson. Aguirre at long range against Pippen. Finds Harp in the paint, and he puts it in. Elmore gets it back. Manning, yes! Clippers run out. Manning all the way to the goal. Danny Manning running the court so well.
Great enthusiasm and spirit tonight.
Manning backs in against Pippen. Puts it in. Kukoc to tie it. Bingo! Watch out for Steve Kerr. Bingo! Manning forces it. Gets it. Wire for 3. Bingo! Jackson, the penetration, the drive. The Manning saves it, puts it up. Yes! Oh, what a basket!
Ralph Lawler with Bill Walton there in the call. Yeah, the Clippers did end up losing 115 to 111. But Danny Manning had a career high, 43 points on 21 of 31 shooting. Manning, of course, plagued by injuries in his NBA career, but did have his best seasons with the Clippers, averaging 18-7 in his 7-year Clipper career. Clippers taking on the Bulls from Into a Dome. Tip-off is just about 43 minutes away. Up next, your player to watch, and then Grant Mona of the Sporting Tribune. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip off just about 40 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, Grant Mona of the Sporting Tribune will be here. But while we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
This is LA Clippers basketball. AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles, 98.7 KYSR HD2 Los Angeles, an iHeart radio station.
We'll also get your drive around the league and back with Carlo Jimenez. But first, we got this bad boy for you.
This is LA Clippers basketball.
Watching this guy play right now is really something.
Players to watch.
Well, I kind of facetiously called him Air Jordan Miller, but he did have two big throwdowns on Wednesday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jordan Miller, after having 14 on 6 of 13 shooting, and he looks more and more comfortable, averaging 11 points per game this month, plus 4 assists, and about 27 minutes per contest. Now we know no Darius Garland in this ball game. Spoiler alert for your injury report. Still no John Collins as well, but we do have an update on him. But I expect a little bit more from Jordan Miller in this game. He's been giving the Clippers a lot more. You heard Coach Lou earlier with Carlo Jimenez. You really trust him with the ball in his hands. His defense has improved. It's those little things. He could always go left, but he's got to do everything else out there. Let's see what he does tonight. My player to watch, Jordan Miller against the Chicago Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip-off 38 minutes away. Coming up next, your complete injury report. I'm Adam Oslin, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip-off about 35 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Just a little bit from now, Grant Mona will be joining us. But first, your injury report. As mentioned earlier, John Collins still out with that neck strain. Darius Garland out for left toe injury management reasons. Sean Padula is back in the G League on that two-way after knocking down a couple of three-pointers in the Clippers' big 153-point game on the Minnesota Timberwolves Wednesday night. As for Chicago, they're missing a few guys. Zach Collins is out. Jaden Ivey is out. Mac McClung out. G League assignment. Isaac Okoro out. Colin Sexton, Anthony Simons, Jalen Smith. Yeah, they're out. Patrick Williams is available. Yabusele available as well. Coming up next, we will get to Grant Mona. At GMona48 is where you find him from the Sporting Tribune for our Media Roundtable segment as we get set for the Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip-off just about 30 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. This is the official pregame show of your Los Angeles Clippers. In just a little bit, we'll get your drive around the league, but join the show right now from the Sporting Tribune would be Grant Mona. At GMona48 is where you find him. If you're watching on social media earlier, he was able to find Carlo Jimenez and Joey Kimball in the stadium. Not easy to do. Grant, thanks for doing this here on Clippers Countdown, my friend.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you, Adam. It's crazy. I got an actual Carlo sighting while he was doing his TikToks and Instagrams. It's a rare sighting. It's like spotting like something in the Antarctic. It's really crazy, but it's good to be back on.
Elusive, that animal. Kawhi Leonard, not so rare. The things he's been doing as of late. The 45 spot in 32 minutes on just 20 shots Wednesday night in their 153-128 victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Grant, what have you seen and what have you heard being around this team on just how Kawhi has been able to do this at the age of 34?
Man, it's crazy. You ask everybody around the team and they're like, well, this guy is just locked in as basically he ever has been. You ask him, hey, you guys got to over 500. You got to 500. What's next? He said, we're not done yet. Job's not done. He's channeling Kobe right now, and not just with his words, but with his actions too, the way he's playing. He's playing like a guy like Kobe. I mean, you look at the shots that he's putting up. You look at the strength that he has getting to the basket. It's not just his shooting. It's his ability to play defense as well, that two-way aspect. It's crazy, Adam. You look around the league, you look at all these shows and everyone talking about the league, and Kawhi is playing just as good as anybody in the league right now, and everyone's talking about him like a top 3, top 5 player. I mean, Anthony Edwards was gushing about him after they beat the Timberwolves. So it's not just Kawhi doing Kawhi things. He's upped it in even higher notch, if that was even possible. We talked about that as they got started on this run, like what has been the key, and it was Kawhi Leonard taking it to another level. Now he's taking it up another notch, and we gotta look at his age. Adam, he is doing this at 34 years old, and a lot of people doubted him. A lot of people didn't know that he's as healthy as he has been in a long time, and he's showing it on the court right now. This guy is playing at an unbelievable level. You guys got to come out to Intuit Dome to see it in person. It's unbelievable.
We don't know Darius Garland tonight, but those two have played very well together. All the advanced numbers say so. Small sample size theater, fine, but they have looked good so far in a short period of time. Darius Garland, we expect him back tomorrow. He also was key Wednesday night. Those 13 points in the third quarter. He didn't even have to play in the fourth, Grant.
I know, and the thing about Darius is you could think that he's dormant all night, like he won't get his points until like the third or fourth quarter, and then he just goes on this burst of scoring. And listen, this guy's a two-time All-Star for a reason. I think a lot of people forgot about that, Adam, because of his injuries that he's had to both of his toes, but right now, I mean, he's playing like that All-Star guy. You're going to look at the stats, you'll be like, oh, well, he's not scoring 25, 28, 30 a game, but right now, what he's bringing to the Clippers with his energy, with his shiftiness, with his quickness. Ty Lue has mentioned his pace a lot, his ability to push the Clippers down the floor. That has unlocked just a different level for, I think, him, but we talked about Kawhi. It's unlocking something for Kawhi, for Derek, for Chris Dunn, for a lot of these guys that are around the superstars. And I think that's a big reason why this Clippers team is playing so well on offense. I mean, they have the best offense in the league over the past 10 games for a reason. It's because they're pushing the pace. They're getting out in transition. They're getting to the foul line. And that shiftiness that Darius brings, I think that's a big reason why, Adam.
Yeah, play quicker, play faster. The defense has trouble sticking with teams when they know what they're going to do, and you just have to react to it. They've been late to react against the Clippers as of late. Never late would be Chris Dunn and his defense, and Coach Lue talked about him a lot pregame, I saw, Grant. Yeah. What can you say about KD? He was also on Prime last night, giving shout-outs to everybody on the roster, which was cool to see.
Yeah, Chris Dunn is such a character, man. He's such a personality. I'm not surprised that he went on Amazon Prime and did that kind of stuff because that's just the kind of guy he is. But in terms of what he's doing on the court, I mean, literally their defense starts with him and Derek Jones Jr., and I can't say enough good things about what those two have brought to the team in terms of not just the numbers, but the defensive intensity. Ty Lue said if he's not all defensive team this year, then something's wrong before the game tonight. So I completely agree with Ty Lue. I think he should have been all defensive team last year, but obviously the numbers and the minutes and all these different thresholds you have to get to, it didn't happen. He has to be in that conversation. He has to be, in my opinion, first team all defense this year because of the impact. And Adam, a lot of times when you start this defensive intensity like Chris Dunn does, it rubs off on other guys like Brook Lopez, like Derek Jones Jr., like I said, but also your stars. Like Darius Garland is flying around on defense. He may not have the size, he may not be as physical as other guys, but I think Chris Dunn and his energy that he brings on that end, I think it's rubbing off on everyone else, and that's all you can ask from a JVG coach team, I think, right now.
Benedict Mathurin, you talked about Darius Garland. He'll sneak up on you with all of a sudden a scoring surge, an eruption out of nowhere. Benedict Mathurin can do kind of the same stuff, different type of player, not the playmaker, obviously, but his scoring, he's had some difficult first halves that he's been able to turn around, just like Wednesday night, where he ended up getting to 12 free throws up and going 10 of 12. That's a great trait for this team that lost, obviously, James Harden.
Yeah, and he's leading the NBA since the trade deadline in points per game off the bench and field goal percentage off the bench. Like, this is a guy that he knows how to score the basketball. It's so funny, Adam, after the game against the Timberwolves, Tomer Azarli, who does a great job covering the team, he said, you being a scorer, and Benedict Mathurin had to stop him there. He said, I think I'm a little bit more than a scorer. I think I'm a two-way player. So he really wants to take onus on that defensive end, but his scoring ability, like I said, you mentioned it about Darius, where he scores in bunches. I have the confidence in Ben to always get to the rim, to always generate points, whether it's at the free throw line. Again, he's struggled from the three-point line, but I think overall what they're getting from Ben off the bench, it kind of continues the trend of players off the bench for the Clippers, Jamal Crawfords and the Lou Wills of the world, the Montrezl Harrells. There's always a different player for the Clippers putting up points off the bench. I think Mathurin's just continuing that trend.
I thought a really cool moment early in the fourth quarter, I think it was. The Clippers had numbers in transition. Kawhi had an open look. He's already got 40, and he gave it up to Benedict Mathurin on the right wing, who was struggling from three, as you mentioned, and he knocked one down. And maybe a little bit of confidence there, and Kawhi showing off the leadership there, trying to get other guys going still, even while he has a 45 spot in 32 minutes. Isaiah Jackson's been a really nice find for this team. Obviously, Yannick, Conan, Niederhauser going down is brutal. But Isaiah Jackson, he's been able to really acquit himself well over the last week or so, just with his energy, his motor out there. And he also is a guy that gets to the free throw line a little bit.
Yeah, I think I really like Isaiah Jackson's ability to kind of play with Darius and with these quicker players that the Clippers have on the floor. I think Ty Lue loves that too. He's talked about his quickness, his speed, his ability to kind of pick at guys when they pick up their dribble, kind of create steals off the dribble against guards and on the perimeter. Obviously Isaiah Jackson is not the prototypical center that you see from a Yannick or from a Brook Lopez in terms of size, but I think he kind of plays up in size sometimes. And I think his ability, listen, we got to understand, Isaiah Jackson is 23, 24 years old. He's still very young. He's still very agile, and he's coming off of that Achilles injury a few seasons ago. And sometimes it takes players a little bit longer to recover from that and get back to themselves. I think right now he is doing such a fantastic job with that second unit, and he has that chemistry with Benedict Mathurin already. It looks like he's building with Jordan Miller and the other guys, and I really think that Isaiah Jackson is going to be a crucial piece for the Clippers down the stretch here.
Nico Batum was taking a little bit of incoming, not for me, but after what happened in San Antonio with the 25-point blown lead. I thought both of his three-pointers, especially that first one, big momentum shots on Wednesday, and he played some really good defense also on the perimeter on Ant.
Yeah, and I think Nico's the kind of guy where you just have to trust him in big spots. I know that everyone likes to get on him because of that song where it says fourth quarter, why Batum in, but in all honesty, there's a reason that Ty Lue trusts Nico Batum in a lot of different scenarios. There's a reason why Ty Lue put the ball in his hands on the sidelines or in the baseline, because they trust his ability to be mentally strong. They trust him to be that mature veteran to make the right decisions. And Adam, we went through this last year with everybody saying, oh, Batum has to be benched in the playoffs. Why is Batum even playing? And then in that first round series against Denver, he was one of their most crucial pieces off the bench. And he started sometimes. He was in and out of the lineup. Nico was so good in that series. And I think it's going to be the same thing here. You get down the stretch. You get into the time where you need a guy like Nico that can stretch the floor. He can play small ball 5 if he wants. He can guard other players. I think he's going to be still a good piece of this team. But now with all these younger pieces, he's probably going to be taking some games off here and there like you've seen before.
Yeah, I think he's still vital. He's still going to help them win some big games. He's going to come through for them like he always has. Speaking of, we'll see, man. Is he your player to watch tonight here with the guys that are out? I'm going with Jordan Miller was my player to watch for the Clippers. Who do you got here, Grant?
I'm going to have a Ben Mathurin, I won't even say renaissance game. Joey's looking at me yeah, I agree. I think Benedict Mathurin's going to have a really good game tonight against a Bulls team that is on the second night of a back-to-back.
Ooh, you and Joey going with Benedict Mathurin. No way you're both wrong in this one. I can see it happening here. Clippers taking on the Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip-off just about 20 minutes away. He's Grant Mona from the Sporting Tribune. At GMona48 is where you find him on X. Grant, thanks so much for doing this here on Clippers Countdown.
Appreciate it, Adam. Let's see if the Clippers can go get another victory.
Let's go. Clippers, Bulls from Intuit. Coming up next here in the pregame show, your drive around the league. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip-off is just about 16 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back. I'm Adam Osland. Let's get your drive around the league. Brought to you by Toyota. It's the Here and Now sales event at your Toyota dealer. The clock is ticking. Don't wait to grab a great deal on a new Toyota. We make it easy. Right now in the Association Cab with the Mavericks in Dallas, 138-105. Evan Mobley with 29 and 7 boards in the victory. And how about this? Raptors take down the Suns in Toronto, 122-115. Brandon Ingram with 36 and 7. Jalen Green with 34 in the loss. That helps out the Clippers. Suns right in front of them. They're in the 7th spot currently. Clippers in the 8th spot in the Western Conference playoff picture. That 7-8 play-in matchup right now would currently be hosted in Phoenix. We shall see if the Clippers can chase down the Suns. Knicks winning in Indiana, 101-92 over the Pacers. Jalen Brunson with 29 and 9 in the win. Pistons over the Grizzlies, 126-110. Jalen Duren with 30 and 13 in late fourth quarter in Houston. They've had all sorts of problems lately, but they might hold on. They're up 100-97 on the Pelicans with 2.5 minutes left in the fourth at home. Coming up next, back to Carlo Jimenez. I'm Adam Osland, Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip-off about 12 minutes away. Coming up, I'll give you your keys to victory. I saw this a little bit earlier from our lead statistician. That would be the great Joey Kimball. Apparently, the Clippers on Wednesday got the only win by 25 points or more in NBA history when an opponent still shoots 59.7% from the field. That's where the Minnesota Timberwolves were at. They also went 11 of 25 from distance, but the Clippers shot their franchise's best true shooting percentage of 78.2%. They also got to the free throw line more in the ball game, and the Wolves had 21 turnovers, leading to 28 points for the Clippers. Tonight, Clippers taking on the Chicago Bulls, though. Carlo, this Bulls team, they're out a few guys. They're on the second night of a back-to-back. What can we expect from Chi-Town?
Yeah, a bunch of them warm up, Adam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 available today for Chicago. So they've struggled a little bit, Adam. All the Clippers have had the second best record in the NBA since December 20th. Only the Spurs with a better record. The Bulls have had the second worst record in the NBA since the start of February. They're 3-14. Of course, had that winless February in which they lost all 11 games. They've flip-flopped wins and losses their last 3 contests. They're going to be hungry, though, today, Adam. I mean, this is a Bulls team you cannot overlook. Josh Giddey's been excellent this season on the offensive end, 15 assists in back-to-back games. Buzelis 2 games ago, career-high 41 points. They just beat the Golden State Warriors in overtime a couple of days ago. The Clippers cannot take this game lightly.
No, they cannot, and they don't have Darius Garland in this ball game, as we know, resting one of the games of the back-to-backs right now because he's coming off that left toe surgery he had last summer. But it looks like Kobe Sanders back in the starting lineup, and when he is in prime time, when he is starting with this team, he tends to shine a little bit more, Carlo.
Well, Daniel West is hoping this was a national game to continue the agenda of Kobe Sanders on national games and his ability to play well. Our producer, Daniel, which he's not wrong about, by the way. We asked Joey to look it up, and Kobe Sanders does play better on national TV games, but he also plays well in starts, Adam. 11 points per game in his 15 starts, 50% from the field, and as Chris Dunn called him, the 6'8 demigod. What a segment that was on Amazon Prime. Really great to see Chris be out there, kind of explain how he likes to play defense against some of the best stars in the NBA, and then shout out all his teammates. Chris Dunn just seems like, Adam, the best teammate anyone could ever ask for. And you see why his on-the-court and off-the-court impact is so huge for this Clipper team. He just continues to be Mr. Positive while playing as hard as anyone else when he's on the hardwood. So great to see Chris in the studio getting some love. 20 minutes today for Chris Dunn. He officially qualifies Adam to be on that first-team all-defense team that Ty Lue believes he could be on.
And last night on Prime, getting that national attention, I think people now have realized, sometimes it takes a season, even though he was doing the same stuff last year. He didn't end up qualifying, but everybody's been put on notice with just how good Chris Dunn has been on the perimeter, otherworldly out there. And I love the roll call, as you said there, for his teammates, making sure everybody got some love. Brook Lopez, he called him Splash Mountain. Showed him some love there, too.
Yeah.
Just 3 points last time out. Still felt like his defense, though, was there. He was effective. He just didn't have to take many shots with the starters.
No, I mean, when you have a franchise record in points per game, that's why you don't need Brook Lopez to do too much. Season high 67 bench points from this Clipper team per Joey Kimball. So they had excellent help from the bench as well. There's a great piece earlier today in Anscape. Mark Spears wrote about Brook Lopez and all the different roles Brook has been playing. And Brook talked about how, look, he's just here to play whatever role they need him to play. He doesn't care if that's starting, if that's coming off the bench, if he wants to play 32 minutes a night or 18 minutes a night. He just wants to play. I thought it was interesting, too, Adam. He was candidly talked about his goal of getting to 20 seasons. This is season 18 for Brook, so clearly wants to be able to play a couple more. I think Brook Lopez, when you talk about this Clipper team having the right mentality, and Lawrence Frank and Trent Redden and Mark Hughes do a fantastic job in the front office finding the right guys. Brook Lopez is one of those right guys. He puts team first. And the Clippers, the reason they've had so much success in these last, really since the All-Star break when they're trying to blend all these different players and personalities, is everyone puts team first. And that's what Brook even talked about, why it's so easy to step into the starting role is because everyone in the locker room has that same goal, and he has shown that with his play. He's not worried about numbers. He's worried about wins.
I love what we're seeing in the numbers recently from Derrick Jones Jr. with the starting lineup and just he's putting up some points out there. He looks more confident than ever. He's more aggressive. He admitted to being more aggressive the other night, saying that, he's looking for a shot a little bit more, and the shots are falling for him, not just from the outside, but he's such a great slasher getting to the basket. And you made this point before, Carlo, but this Clippers team playing more up-tempo and playing faster, it really suits Derrick Jones Jr. well.
It does, because he likes to get up and down the floor. He likes to finish in transition. He loves those touchdowns where he can beat everybody to the rim on the offensive end, and he's capitalizing at him. 51% from the field this season, 37% from the three-point line. He's been so good for this Clipper team shooting the ball, and that's been a huge part of the Clippers' success is him being able to have great nights on the offensive end. But you come back from a second MCL sprain, 2 in the same knee, Adam, and what does he do? Well, he's averaging 14 points per game for this Clipper team. He's been so good offensively where they can get production from their shutdown corners and Chris Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr. That really leads to a lot of success. And you have to credit Derrick working a lot with Jay Larranaga on those different welded rims that force him to shoot with more arc or force him to really spin the ball and flick his wrist extra hard. and he's put in the work, and it's led to results. And he's talked about just continuing to be aggressive, and that's helped the Clippers continue to win games.
I know he's back in the G League and back on G League assignment currently, but what can you say about Sean Padula, Carlo? And because I think a lot of people are like, who is this guy out there on the Clippers? And he was a bucket. He comes in and knocks down a three-pointer right away. Had 6 points in his 6 minutes in the blowout victory on Wednesday night over Minnesota. But where's he coming from, and who could he be in this league?
Look, Sean Padula, Adam, you're right. He is a pure bucket. I mean, the scouting report on him coming out of college was, look, you got a 4-year guard who has a great offensive arsenal and is a very crafty scorer. He dropped 46 points earlier this year in the G League in February. We're not talking like in October. In February, he dropped 46 points. He is a straight bucket on the offensive end. Third-team All-ACC in his final year at Ole Miss. He could play with the best of them. And the ACC a year ago, or the SEC a year ago, Adam, I should say, that was one of the best leagues in the country. I mean, they were so good and so deep in that league. So Sean Padula can score with the best of them. Gareth Kwok, a good buddy of mine who works with the Rip City Remix, is their broadcaster, and Sean was with Rip City before coming to the Clippers. And immediately when the move happened, he texted me, Sean Padula could shoot the heck out of the ball. And I was like, oh, okay, let me look. And, well, he looked comfortable yesterday, knocking down those 2 threes. Cool to see him get his first rookie points. And shout out Ben Matherin, not playing around. Give me the game ball. Great to see Ben stepping up for his rookie. Happy for Sean Padula.
He'll also let you know he's a two-way player out there, okay? Benedict Mather, and that's who he is.
Not just a scorer, Adam. Two-way player. Don't forget it.
We will not marginalize Benedict Mather.
No.
I like how quickly Tom Marizarli said, being the two-way player that you are.
That was
very
well
next
played.
question, yeah.
Well played by Tomer. He's leaned into the defense a little bit, almost averaging a steal per game with this Clipper team. I think, he's showing that side of him. And the Clippers need it, especially on a night like tonight. He's got to be a two-way type of guy for this Clipper team because they need that type of defense against this Bulls team.
And I think if he wants to start at some point down the line, that's where it has to come on the defensive end for him. Possibly at some point playing next to Darius Garland in the backcourt. But no Darius Garland tonight against Chicago. So, Carlo, a little bit different of a lineup. Nothing new for the Clippers, of course. Coach will make things work here. I am going with Jordan Miller since I said air Jordan Miller on Wednesday, and now they're taking on the Bulls tonight. And those 2 huge throwdowns. He might have some extra pep in his step. Who are you going with your player to watch tonight?
I like Air Jordan Miller. That's a good pick.
Who doesn't?
Good pick.
You act like I surprise you with this every time, Carlo. Like,
am I not allowed to think about it?
On air?
Just play the music.
Even Jake probably has his ready.
Who you got? Oh, Joey took his player. He wanted Derek. Joey took Derek. So here we go, Joey. Now Jake's going to go with Chris Dunn. I'm going to go the easy one here because, I don't mess around. Kobe Sanders.
Wow.
Kobe
Going
Sanders.
with the starter and Kobe Sanders.
I'm going with the starter. Look, Kobe Sanders, Cal Poly guy, kind of where I grew up, a little bit up there in the Bay.
Kinesiology guy like me, though. I should be able to get him.
You should have picked him.
Can I have both Kobe and Jordan? Why not? The Clippers got him.
We got to check with our rules analyst, Daniel West, on that one. So
it's under review. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Carlo Jimenez on the call. Kobe Sanders, his player to watch. Clippers taking on the Bulls tonight at Intuit Dome. Coming up next, your keys to victory right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome. Tip-off is coming up just moments from now. Let's get to your keys to victory. I need to see this Clippers team come out with the same intensity we saw on Wednesday night, where they manufactured 5 steals in the first 2 minutes on the Timberwolves and got up 12-2 early. Minnesota would battle back. If the Clippers can extend a big run to start off this ball game and using their defense to fuel them against Chicago, they may be able to run away with this one. But you can't overlook any teams in this league, especially on a back-to-back, even if it's a home back-to-back. Clippers, again, running it back tomorrow against Sacramento. Tip-off is coming up next. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. Clippers and Bulls from Intuit Dome, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.